Hey guys, Street Thug here, and this isn't a promo. This is honestly just my predictions. I'm going to start doing these before pay-per-view. I'm going to do one tomorrow for WrestleMania on basically the whole thing. But today, it's kind of last minute, I'm going to do my predictions for NXT TakeOver Dallas. Now, I'm psyched for this show. This show is going to be awesome for me. As far as I'm concerned, there's, I think, 6 matches on the card, which is fine. It's only a 2-hour show. Given that, it's like 20 minutes each. If, count promos. If you count the promos in that, and you're not counting, like, backstage segments, stuff like that, that's roughly around 20 minutes each. Awesome. Now, I don't have any lists with me, so if I get this, if I get something wrong, forgive me. But I think you'll have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. Okay, the first one I think they're gonna do. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do is Elias Sampson versus Apollo Crews. This kind of came out of nowhere because Apollo Crews was just, he had nothing better to do for Dallas, so he's going up against Elias Sampson. I like Elias Sampson. His character is unique. It's just like a drifter. Just a guy that just comes in, kicks ass, pins or wins a match, and leaves. That's simple. When he loses, he just goes insane. It's very, very Randy Orton-esque. Like, he's insane inside, but when he loses, he's like, ugh. You know what I mean? So he's got that weird mind thing to him. And I love when he came out with a guitar and just singing to Apollo Crews, just like, you are done. I like that little touch. That was cool. My thoughts on who's going to win this match? I'm going to go with Crews. Crews seems like the logical choice to win this match because I think they're trying to push Apollo Crews back up to the top, and this is a good stop for him. I mean, they kind of pushed him to the moon early. They made him kind of like Roman Reigns-ish, like going straight up. But they realized that even though Apollo Crews is incredibly talented, I think they needed to make him be loved by the fans before that. Get the fans used to him, and then get him towards a main title, or the NXT title. But until then, perfectly fine with him facing Elias Sampson, if that is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. And then there we go. Next match is, I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, the tag team title match versus the Revivals, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson versus American Alpha. I always thought it was supposed to be American Alphas, but I guess American Alpha sounds fine. With Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. Now, they've been building this match up for a long time. Well, not the match in particular, just Jason and Gable and Jordan's rise to the top of the NXT tag team brand. I love American Alpha. They're just incredibly talented, and they're incredibly enthusiastic and full of charisma. These guys can entertain an entire crowd just by them wrestling. And that's very rare because a lot of what WWE does is character-based, and that's by an old man from Connecticut. That's not... Characters is the only way to go, but except if you have the look. Anyway, I'm liking the Revivals. I wasn't really a big fan of them when they won the titles. I think in November. If it wasn't November, it was December. Late last year, I didn't know who they were, so I didn't really care. But after their matches with Enzo and Cass and who did they win? Oh, I hate myself right now. The Vaudevillains. There we go. I'm sorry. I forgot their names for some reason. After their matches with the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass, they have great matches, and I love the Shatter Machine. That's like the 3D, but for a new generation. You know what I mean? So, who I see coming out of this? American Alpha. That's the easy choice. That's the clear choice that they're going to go with. And quite honestly, if they didn't go with that, it'd just be stupid. I mean, why hold them back longer? Unless they plan on them going to the main roster. But I don't think they're going to do that until, I think, next year. somewhere around next year. I think they're going to keep him in NXT for a while. So yeah. Speaking of people that are going to stay in NXT for a while, Baron Corbin. He's going to go up against Austin Aries. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest TNA fan, but I did know of a select few guys that I loved. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, Christopher Daniels, who else? Bobby Roode, James Storm. I love those guys. So when I heard that Austin Aries was going to come to NXT, I was like, awesome. This dude is insane. He's incredibly talented. He's like a mix with CM Punk with like that douchebag kind of feel to him. Like you love to hate him. But he also has kind of like that Daniel Bryan-ness where he can back it up with his wrestling abilities and his overall talent. He's a perfect combination of the two. And I just love him to death. And when Baron Corbin attacked him on NXT, thinking of Raw, NXT, I was like, okay, here. I didn't think this was going to be like a match of the night, but at the same time, I'm not going to say this is going to be a squash match. This is because they've been building Baron Corbin up to be a dominant threat and a legit threat to anybody. And I love the fact that I heard this from someone else, that he's the anti-indie guy. He's going against all the indie darlings that made their names in the independent scenes, and they, have this reputation for them. Baron didn't have that, although he did have a good athletic background. He's not necessarily loved by the IWC, Internet Wrestling Community. So who do I see winning this? I see Austin. They're not going to ruin his debut. He's gonna win this match. I don't see him hitting the brainbuster in this, mainly because WWE's really like hauling down on finishers, especially because Sami Zayn had to get rid of his finisher. He had to get rid of the brainbuster. He traded in with the haluva kick. I don't know what Austin Aries is going to put in as his finisher. I don't know. If he uses the brainbuster, cool. But it's kind of hypocritical that Sami Zayn had to get rid of his. But who knows? Maybe Sami Zayn will put it back in his arsenal later. But I see Austin Aries coming out of this the winner. But I see this by like a roll-up or something like that. I see it like that. Okay, next one. Speaking of Sami Zayn, might as well talk about him. I love Sami Zayn, and I love his opponent, Shinsuke Nakamura, and I hope I say that right. Shinsuke Nakamura, I just recently, honestly, I think like last month, found out who this guy was, and I watched his matches in New Japan. Sheesh, this guy is brutal. This guy is intense. This guy can kick your damn head off and still dance like Michael Jackson. Like, damn. Whew. Shinsuke versus Sami. That has the absolute potential to be match of the year. Absolutely. Both of these men are master craftsmen in the ring. They can tell an incredible story. Both of these men have had years of experience. They're both veterans in the ring. But the WWE won't ever acknowledge that. They'll be like, oh no, he's been in the WWE for 3 years. He's just a rookie. Even though he's been wrestling since, like, what, he's been like 18, 19. But they'll never say that. But Shinsuke and Sami, they've been wrestling for quite a while. And I love both of men. Both of these men are going to do great in the future. And I cannot wait. So, this match... This seems like a theme. Because I feel like NXT Dallas is a little bit predictable. Except for the main event. But I'll get to that. I see Shinsuke coming out of this, or Nakamura, because I heard he might be dropping his name. I'm not entirely sure on that. So if it's just Nakamura, that's fine. That's unique enough, for Nakamura. So, yeah, I see Nakamura coming out of this. I'm really curious if they're going to let him keep his finisher, the running, like, kneeling knee. I forget what they call it. But it's really stiff. It's really hard. I've seen him hit it on guys. Sheesh, it's brutal. But yeah, I see I see Shinsuke coming out of this the winner. Just because of that brutal style that he has, the King of Strong style. You know, they don't call him that for nothing. You know, he has that feel to him. And he's just going to kick their ass, really. Okay, two more matches. Both of them are title matches. Let's go with Asuka and Bayley. Now, this, I'm honestly really psyched for. The Divas in NXT have been giving a lot to the wrestling world. If you want any proof, just go back to early last year with, I think, when Sasha won the title. With even before that, you know, when you can argue back to when Charlotte won the title when she beat Natalya. That was an incredible match, and ever since then, the Divas have been getting longer matches, longer feuds, longer, you know, executions to do certain things in the ring. And that's where the whole Divas Revolution really came about with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and the current NXT Women's Champion Bayley. I love all three of these I love all three of these women. You know, I'm not going to call them divas because they're not. They're not divas. They are women's wrestlers. And NXT treats them like it. So, and Bayley, I love Bayley. Bayley has been the epitome of a great, great women's champion. She's John Cena done right, okay? She is just that likable person that you can never really see turn heel. I cannot see Bayley turn heel. If she does, they really need, the person that plays Bayley, she really needs to like cut the kitty crap, just go all out. But I'm not saying she's going to turn heel. I'm not. But I'm just saying, if she ever does, that's probably what she needs to do. Just, you know, say the kids never meant anything to me. Winning did. The title meant something to me, or something like that. I don't know. And Asuka. Oh, jeez, Asuka. When she first came in, I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about her. I just assumed that she was good because of reputation of what she's capable of doing. And I watched her squash matches where she just outright brutalized people. You know, she has that smile. It's like, you know, she has that crazy smile to her that it just gets to you. So, and when you know when that smile comes, you're screwed. You're fucked. You're done. I cannot wait for this match. This is probably going to be, again, another match that will probably steal the show. This, again, this is going to seem like a predictable win. I'm going to go with Asuka. Asuka's going to win. I'm not so sure that Bayley's going to top out, though. And also, I see a heel turn coming from Asuka because I don't see two faces going into this and both faces coming out. I don't. And I don't see Bayley turning heel like I just said. So I see if not, they better do something where Bayley doesn't look weak, doesn't look vulnerable, but she can't tap out either because she's like a John Cena, never give up sort of thing. But I don't want her to pass out either. If she does, that's fine. If they have a good match, that'll be fine. But yeah, I see Asuka winning. Her turning heel or not, that's up to, you know, what happens. But yeah, I'm seeing Asuka winning. All right, so I talked about Cruz and Samson. I talked about the tag titles. I talked about Aries and Corbin. I talked about the American Alphas. No, all right. Shinsuke, Nakamura, and Sami Zayn. And I talked about the Divas match, the Divas title. Time for the main event. The main event time, Samoa Joe versus the Demon, Finn Balor. Now, I'm actually kind of curious what kind of getup Finn does, because he usually does it whenever they travel for an NXT show. He usually does it somewhat like something based off of it, off the place that they're at, and they're going to go and be in Texas. So that's going to be interesting to see what he does. Their matches are brutal because both Finn and Joe hit hard, and they're probably two of the best workers in NXT, and I can totally understand why these two would be main eventing the show. And I'm psyched for this match, but at the same time, I'm like, who's going to win this? This is the only match on the card that I'm really not sure on who's going to win this. I'm very, I don't know, I'm conflicted on this, because I've heard rumors that the Balor Club is going to debut here, which is basically Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows from New Japan Bullet Club, who, if you don't know, Finn was the creator of the Bullet Club. So it would only make sense that their friends would come in for the Balor Club and help him win the match against Joe, turning Finn heel. If they do that, I'm totally fine with that. But I've also heard rumors that they're not going to do that. Joe's going to beat Finn, and then the Balor Club's going to debut the Monday after WrestleMania. Which is, I don't know about that. I mean, I'll be totally cool if they do that. I got no problem with Joe winning and Finn going onto the main roster. But I've also heard that Finn doesn't want to go to the main roster, which is kind of funny. Because, you know, he's right. Stay in NXT, Finn, please. Stay until NXT Tokyo. I will totally be fine with that. So with that, all that being said, it's really hard for me to really pick a clear-cut winner for this, because from their match from NXT London, TakeOver London, they build up that Finn barely beat Joe, which he kind of did. So this is going to be a hard-fought battle, no doubt. And the winner, I don't know. I see Finn retaining. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to see Finn retaining, and the Balor Club's going to debut. If not, if Finn beats him clean, we'll see what happens, but I'm almost certain that the Balor Club is going to debut. I'm almost certain. If not, they're saving it for the Monday after Mania, which is fine with me. But yeah, I'm sticking with my gut, and I'm going with Finn winning, but barely beating Joe. So there you go. There's my NXT TakeOver predictions. I'm gonna try to do. I don't know if I said this already. I'm gonna try and do some reactions to the matches. See what my first-hand reactions to to these matches are, and hopefully they'll be good. I take that back. The matches are gonna be good. My reaction, who knows? And I'm gonna make sure I hold it right, because last time I held it weird and the thing was off. So there you go. Honestly, I'm a little bit more excited for this than WrestleMania, but I'm going to get into that when I talk about WrestleMania tomorrow and really just get into all of that. But then again, who knows? Maybe like last year, I wasn't excited about WrestleMania that much, but then I came away liking it. It was a fun show to watch. I still watch it. Not that often, but I do find myself being like, I kind of want to watch the match. But like I said, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm really excited for NXT Dallas. It's going to be an awesome show. I cannot wait. I'm just getting excited just thinking about it. Whew. Okay. I'm going to end this here. This is probably the longest video just of me talking, so this ought to be good. Okay. This is just Street Thug. Trust me when I say this. This will not be the last video. Enjoy TakeOver Dallas. I know I will. Sayonara.